Morning, everyone. It's Don again, Captain Cross Stitch here, wishing you Happy New Year. We made it to 2025. Today is January 1st, and this is uh, Floss Tube number 15, a wrap up of 2024, both the month of December and the year 2024. So, uh, I'm guessing this may end up to be a pretty long video, so you want to grab a beverage and sit back and enjoy. Hopefully, you'll see some things that you haven't seen for a while. I'm going to touch base with everything that I've touched in 2024, and hopefully, we'll see some stuff that I may engage with over the year 2025. So, let's see. So the month of December, I think my mojo for the most part has returned, as much as it was at its height during the year. But I did work on a fair amount of items over the course of the year. I'm trying to reach something here. I got my Stitcher's Almanac. So I like doing this because it gives me a record of everything, so I'm able to look back and say, did I work on this when I think I did, or I can see all my new starts and that kind of thing. Now, I tried to order one of these for 2025, but the only one I could find had some kind of weird arrangement for the days, which was not how this was your typical Sunday to Monday monthly calendar. But the one they had was a Monday to Sunday, I think. Something strange. But anyway, so I went ahead and I ordered something different. I don't have it. It hasn't arrived yet, so I can't share it with you today. But a lot of you are probably familiar with it. It's called the Book of Days. Some of the Flosstubers that I follow use them, most notably the Hugo Stitcher, Samantha from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. She uses it. She's actually the one that got me started on doing some kind of record of my stitching, and I couldn't figure out where to find the Book of Days for 2024, so I found this on Amazon for 2024, and it worked just fine. I think it's similar enough. But anyway, so 2024 December looked kind of like this. So as you can see, I had quite a bit more that I worked on for the month, and we're going to touch on those. So what I figure out what I'll do is it's going to end up being kind of a WIP parade, both for the month of December and for the year. So I'm going to do them in a certain order. I'll do the month of December first, and then I'll add on at the end of that everything else that I worked on in 2024 that I didn't touch in December. And then after that, we'll do other kitted projects that I want to touch at some point, probably in 2025. And then other patterns that are either not kitted or partially kitted at the end of that. So, all right. So I hope everyone, if you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel. It's mostly about cross stitch. Occasionally I will have other things at the end of the video where I talk about books, music, games, and whatever else strikes my fancy. If you're a returning subscriber, I thank you. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd appreciate it, and spread the word if you can. If you like my video, mention me. I'm gonna be mentioning a bunch of Flosstuber people that I follow, and I'm gonna put them in the description box below. So if there's somebody there you want to check out, please do. I find all these people, and there's quite a few, very interesting. So you can check them out. So December, so we had Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas with your loved ones and your family. Most of mine are gone, and the ones that are still here are far enough away that I can't easily go see them. So I miss my sister terribly. She's about 6 hours away. Her and her daughter and grandkids are all down in Virginia. So I'm in Maryland on the East Coast, if you didn't know. So we had, and I've had some changes at work. A couple of people have left. One just left the company. The other retired after 25 plus years. My good friend Terry, I miss her already. And we had some holiday parties outside of work, and my wife's friend, we went to her party last weekend, which was enjoyable. So what does 2025 hold? Well, just this morning, the sign up for the Queen City retreat that happens in October of next year, the sign up for that happens today. So we had 24 hours to sign up for that. Well, for a chance to be in it. You're not in it, you're just signing up for a chance for your name to be drawn. So I'm not sure how many names get drawn, but you sign up for a chance. So I did that, and the guest of honor will again be the estimable Nora Corbett from Mirabilia Designs, and it's in Charlotte, North Carolina is where that's being held. So that's about 8 hours from me. So if I get picked, that's going to be a big expense for me. So I'm going to have to really buckle down and save for that, for the upcoming year. So, but more than likely I'm going to fly to Charlotte from Baltimore and then stay at the hotel where the retreat's being held and all that. So I'll keep you posted, I'll keep you updated if I get picked, and plans as they develop. I'm already signed up for the Grace Notes retreat in August, so looking forward to that. I've already put away money for that. Okay, so those are the only retreats I plan on attending this year. If I get picked for the Queen City one, I'll let you know. So, alright, so one of my local stitching groups that I belong to called Heirloom Stitchers. We meet officially once a month, but there are other Saturdays that some of our members also get together. It's kind of loosey goosey, you know. It's not really any like a big official. You know, these are our meetings, blah blah blah. We just kind of meet and occasionally do throw out some stuff online there. So, sorry, I'm getting a little parched. As always, this episode unofficially brought to you by the makers of Coca-Cola. So, Heirloom Stitchers, we're doing a stitch along or start along, however you want to record it. So we're doing anyone that's participating, they pick their own Primrose Cottage stitches design, and that'll be the one you work on. So I picked Honeybee Quaker. So I love the colors. The flosses in that are really nice. Sorry about that. And this is the fabric I'm going to be working on. I don't know how it comes across in the video, but it's kind of a limey green color. Officially, this is a 16 count. Shh, don't tell 14 count that I didn't pick 14 count. It's called Marsh Fern, and it's from a company called To Die For Fabrics. So I got this out of my big bag of fabric that was given to me by one of my Flosstubers followers. It's been a while, but I had mentioned this. This was my very first stitchy kindness that someone had done for me since I started doing Flosstubers. I don't want to get the name wrong. I want to say his name was James. I should have looked at that before I recorded this, but if I got that wrong, I'm apologizing in advance. But he had contacted me and said, "Oh, I got a bunch of floss fabric that he didn't need anymore." And he sent me 2 giant bags, one of all 14 count and one of all 16 count. So I would have picked 14, but this was the color I wanted to go with this. And there's all the floss colors. So I'm thinking that'll look pretty good on there. So I'll be starting on this later today. So my first new start on New Year's, Honeybee Quaker. And then related to that, so my wife is actually participating in this stitch along as well. I was going to have her on. I was going to record this last night at midnight, so I'd go from one year into the next and have her on. But I fell asleep. I'm such an idiot. But anyway, so I was in no shape when she came down to participate, because I was going to have her come in on the video and show what she's going to be working on. She woke me up. So I was like, well, I'm not going to record this now. I'm going to go to bed. But I had fallen asleep in this chair, this very chair that I'm sitting in. She was like, I don't know how you can sleep in that chair like that. I was just like, I don't know either, but I just do. But anyway, but I am going to show, so she's not feeling too well, she said this morning. But I am going to show you a finish by her, not me, her. And I'm very proud of her that she did it. It's very nice. I don't know what it's called, but it was, I can't remember if it was a kit or not. But I had bought it for her years ago for Christmas or something. But anyway, she finished it, so here it is. Isn't that cool? She did an amazing job. So she only really, well, she worked on this initially a little bit from home, but then she kind of relegated it to working to it at just the stitch group. But she did all the back stitching last, which is really what made it pop. So I hope you enjoy that, and I may have her on again at some point in a future video. So she's starting to get a little more into cross stitch, which, you know, I like, because I mean, she's not doing scrapbooking stuff all the time. Alright, so that is that. Okay, so let's see. So I had mentioned Samantha, the Hugo Stitcher. She's one of my, I've been watching a lot of Flosstubers lately, so I wanted to mention people that I watch and recommend you check them out and see if you find somebody you like. Alright, so in no particular order, I just wrote these down off of my homepage list on YouTube. Jen's Fiber Web. As you might imagine, her name is Jen. I think she's from Illinois, Indiana, somewhere out in the Midwest, or maybe even Ohio, I'm not sure. But she posts a lot of videos, and she works on a lot of stuff. I think she's a stay-at-home mom, so she has more time than most people. I'm not saying she has a lot of free time, just saying more time than most. She's got 2 or 3 young children and a dog. You'll see the dog in almost every video sleeping behind her. But anyway, yeah, she does a lot of very colorful things and a lot of interesting things. I really, and she's very personable. She's pleasant. Check her out. Another one is Rosanna. She goes Rosanna Bright and Dusty. Not sure exactly what that means, but her name is Rosanna. She's from upstate New York. I've been watching her since she and I kind of began our Flosstubers at the same time, but she's put up more videos than I have. I only do once a month. She does at least once a month, sometimes a little more if she's highly aggressive in her stitching and getting a lot done. She likes to share that. Her choice of things is very cool as well. And she does a lot of interesting things, like her what do you call it? She does a lot of thrift store stuff. So she finds and rescues a lot of finished pieces and either has them reframed or touched up and redone or whatever, and she saves them. And some of those pieces are elegant. I'm not really sure why people decide they don't want them anymore, but I guess people just don't care because they don't really think about it. We know how much work goes into a piece. But anyway, she does that, and she's a fun, loving goofball. I love watching her, and she's very talented. She makes her own project bags, which are really nice. I would love to get her to make me one. But check her out. She's a redhead, like I said. I don't know, she's married. I don't know if she has animals or not. I can't remember. Whoa, that was 3D. Sorry about that. Another one is addictk. Her name is Carla, and I'm a friend of hers. We met at the Grace Notes retreat. She's part of the staff that helps out with that retreat, and she has her own floss tube. Now let me tell you, she is crazy and she's crazy with her stitching. And I say crazy in a loving way because she's wonderful. But yeah, Carla does a lot of stuff, and a fair amount of it is full coverage. And she's very prolific. She'll just casually say, oh, I put in 3,000 stitches on this, and I'm like, I don't do 3,000 stitches in like 6 months. That's how terrible I am. But yeah, she has, and she's very organized, sort of, at least in tracking what she's currently working on. She will tell you, I put in this many stitches, this is how many stitches I want to accomplish, and how close I am to being. She has like a little board with all of her numbers on it, and it's amazing that people can get into that. I'm not sure I'm there yet. I am trying to put more projects into Markup XP, the stitching program. I like that. I haven't had much success with Pattern Keeper, but the problem I have, at least with some existing projects, I have no PDF, no way to get that, and I've tried creating my own, and it just doesn't work. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but haven't had any success with that. So unless I already have a PDF from the designer, I can't get them to work in the program. Sorry, I keep scooting. I feel like I'm sliding all over the place for some reason. But anyway, check Carla out. Like I said, she's very prolific, and she belongs to a lot of various stitching organizations and groups, and you'll find all that stuff out when you watch her video. Hannah Dowling is a good friend of mine. She is part of our Heirloom Stitchers, our local group here in Maryland, which is kind of a subgroup of Cross Stitchers of Maryland, which is a more expansive group that covers the state. but little subgroups form in different areas of the state. There's one in Western Maryland, one on the Eastern Shore, in Southern Maryland. So, people get together on their own and kind of form their own subgroups. But anyway, Hannah is the full coverage queen as far as I'm concerned, at least as far as of the people that I know and then have met. I think she qualifies as the queen of that. She's most known for her wedding piece that she's working on, and I think she's hit over 50% on that, I think. So she's trying to get it done by a certain date, a couple of years down the road for an anniversary or something. It looks amazing. I mean, when she holds it up, if you didn't know she was holding up cross-stitching, you would think it was a photograph. And it was taken she's stitching it from a photograph, so I guess that's understandable. But it translated well to fabric. But yeah, she's super fun. She's goofy, and she has a big dog named Beethoven, which she loves. Yeah, can't say enough good things about her. She's fun. She's loving. I love her. She's fabulous. I think of her as the daughter I never had. So anyway. Check her out. Lady Lugana, her name is Sarah. She's from, I think she's from New Hampshire, maybe Vermont, maybe. I'm not sure. Somewhere up that way. But she's definitely like, when there's winter, it's winter. I mean, there's like snow, a lot of the time. So but she's does a lot of big projects as well. A lot of interesting things. I was introduced to her by the Hugo Stitchers, so the two of them are good friends. Between the two of them and another one I'll mention down the list here. They do round robin stitch alongs together, so check her out. You'll enjoy her stuff. Another one I found on my own was channel was called Stitchandchill. Her name is Kelsey. I think she's from Colorado. She's out west there somewhere, and she talks about going into the mountains above Denver for vacation, so I think they're probably out there fairly close somewhere. Now, she's highly talented. Her actual day job is she's a videographer, so she does videos. She creates videos for like businesses and things like that. So her self-created videos are very slick. She's got a lot of. Sorry, I feel like I have a dog hair in my mouth. Her videos, you can tell she knows how to handle things and creating video. But she has a lot of interesting projects. She's very much an internet stitcher. I don't know how to describe it. She gets downloads a lot of things from the internet. So she's more modern in that respect. But her stuff is really cool. Check her out. Another one I found on my own channel's called Loves Rubber Stamps and Needle Crafts. Her name is Laura. She does a lot of cool things as well. She's got a really cool cardinal. It's a piece with 2 cardinals on it with all these big flowers on it, which I'm a little behind on my watching her, so she may have finished it already, I'm not sure, but it was something she was working on in honor of her grandparents who have passed on this beautiful work, so check her out. Okay, so Fibers and Floss Canada, her name's Erica, and I think she spells it with an A, which is odd, but she's best friends with the Hugo Stitcher, and I think she was actually more into either knitting or crocheting, I'm not sure, but she dabbled in cross stitch, but I think her friend Samantha kind of pushed her towards, hey, you're the one that got me started on cross stitch when we were kids, kind of thing. So she's got her back into it, and then she subsequently exploded on the floss tube and has done quite an amazing body of stuff since then. So I would check her out if you haven't already. The Oki Stitcher, her name is Hannah. She has kind of an eclectic taste and patterns that she does, but she found me first and mentioned me in one of her videos on Flosstube, so I appreciate that. And I don't know, she's kind of subdued, but she has, like I said, kind of an eclectic taste in patterns, so she's definitely worth checking out. She does a fair amount of videos. Okay, so let's see, Rogue Mama Stitcher, Amber. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with her. She's very prolific, and I love her selection of stuff is usually very colorful, and she does a lot of stuff. I'll just say that. She's very popular with other Flosstubers. A lot of people mention her, so I'll join that group and say just check her out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Fiber Arts Amy. I don't think there is a Mirabilia that she hasn't done. I mean, she's crazy, and she's part of the team, the duo, that puts together the Queen City Stitch Retreat that I just signed up for a chance for this morning. So if I get to go to that, I'll get to meet her. Check her out. And she's the owner operator of, so I'm going to get this wrong, Oak Crown Studios, I think. I'm sorry, Amy, if I got that wrong. It's her fabric dyeing company. So she puts out a ton of really nice looking cross stitch fabric. So I would, Oak Crown Studios. Go check her out online and buy some stuff. She will appreciate that. The Second Wind Stitcher, her name is Angie. I would have maybe said she could give Hannah, my friend Hannah, a run for her money on full coverage cross stitch pieces, but she's kind of gone into I don't know, she's kind of gone missing. I I haven't seen a new post in many months, so I'm not sure what's going on with her. But anyway, she has a lot of interesting projects that she started, but I'm not sure how many she's completed lately. I'll have to get back to you on hers if I find out more. And then there's Kitschy Whips. Her name is Maggie. She's the other half of the Queen City Stitch organizers, and she is crazy. And I say that in a loving way. I do love her. She's wonderful, but she's a little crazy. But she does a lot of different projects, and her stuff is just, she's a lot of fun. She makes you want to stitch. So please go check her out. A couple more. The Sharky Stitcher, her name is Lori. She does a lot of amazing stuff. She's an interesting person as well. I would say check her out, but try and check her out from the beginning. Like, she's got a ton of videos, a ton. I'm not through half of them yet, but I think it's good to start with her from the beginning, because you can really see just the magnitude of what it is she does. So check her out. And she's really into sharks. That's the name. I'll just keep it at that. And then last but not least, Lady Marmalade in Stitches. Her name is Sabrina. She's from Australia. She is a very wonderful lady. She's had her battle with illnesses, and but she works on a lot of nice things, and I just like her. She's such a nice lady. I would say go check her out if you can, and say some stuff to her. I think she really needs it. Like I said, she has her daily struggle with illness. So some days she can't stitch like she would want to, because she's just feeling too bad. But check out her channel. You'll be happy with what you see. She does a lot of really nice work. Okay, so that's all of my Flosstubers that I watched in 2024. So if any of them interest you, I would say, go full bore into watching their videos if you can. It'll be worth your time. Okay, we're 38 minutes in, and we haven't even looked at anything I've stitched yet. Okay, we're going to get started on whips, which will be the whips that I worked on in December, and then we'll transition that parade into parade of other whips that I've touched in the year of 2024. All right. Let's see. Okay, so this one I worked on this past month. Springtime Geisha by Joan Elliott. I started this as part of the Gorgeous Geisha Stitch Along. It's on Instagram. I always forget who instigated the stitch along. I just saw it pop up one day, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. So So this is my start. So it's a center start, and then I'm doing this, the upper left quadrant. So, you know, so this is the back of her dress. That was in the picture. I'm not going to show that again. But you can see, and I'm working my way up. So I'm going to do a quadrant at a time because that's just how my brain works. And that I'm doing this on 14 count Andrew by Grace Notes Fabrics. I'm not sure how it comes across in the video, but it's like a pale blue, very, very subtle modeling, not real heavy on the model on that one. But I joined that sal because I have like a plethora of you know, Asian inspired designs. Okay. And part of a stitch along that I started with friends of mine from Grace Notes Retreat. This past August, we decided we were going to do a self-started stitch along, where we all, it's very similar to the one I'm getting ready to start today with Primrose Cottage. This is another Primrose Cottage design called Patriotic Quaker. So this was one that we started back in August, and at the retreat, my friends Dana, hi Dana, love you, and also my friends Trudy and Cindy, so we each stitch a part of the pattern and then pass it back to the originator. So Trudy did this here. She did that. She did a great job on that, by the way. Thank you, Trudy. And then Cindy did this one down here. Another wonderful job. And then Dana did this one up here. So I started. So I'm just going to fill in everything they didn't do. So I just started here. This is the top of the design, so I'm working my way across, and then I'll come down into here and fill in until I get to the bottom. So you can kind of see, you know, where I have to go with this. So there's not a whole lot to do. So I'm gonna unofficially, I'm not making a list, but this is gonna be one that I finish in 2025. Hopefully, I don't see any reason why I can't. I'd like to finish it before this year's Grace Notes retreat in August. So let's see what happens with that. Oh, the big one. This is my big baby right here. My I didn't mention who my project bags were on these other two. So for the geisha, I have it in my beautiful peacock bag from Shiva Designs. She's from Canada, And I'm actually, if I find the information, I'm actually going to be doing a Zoom with her today from 1 to 4. And then this other bag, this was a bag retreat, Grace Notes retreat bag, limited bag. It was part of our what we got when we signed up for the Stitch Along. I think that's how I got it. I'm trying to remember. Sorry if I totally got that wrong, but I had the bag, so regardless. This is a Black Cat X Stitchery bag. You can see the inside there. I love the vinyl front bags. I'm totally gonna blank on who made the bag. Damn it, I hate that. Sorry. I'll remember it at some point. But anyway, the maker of the bag is, I got it off of Etsy. This is my Joan Elliott Crescent Moon Dragon. And this, I had this booklet forever. I bought this many years ago, and it's got a bunch of other cool designs in it, but this is the one I wanted to do, and it was on my list to kit, and I just never kitted it. And finally, 2024, the Hugo Stitcher and Fibers and Floss Canada started a Stitch Year of the Dragon Stitch Along. So I joined it, I kitted it up, joined it, and I worked on it a fair amount, but I'm not anywhere close to being done. But anyway, you can see since my last time I posted anything about this, I've done, some of the head, and I'm getting the rest of the body of the neck completed. So I'm working on trying to finish. I want to finish the head. That's what I'm working on. So, and this is being stitched on. I believe it's a 14 count Grace Notes fabric. I think it's called Barber. I think that's what it's called. So it's a bit more mottled than the Andrew light blue. This is a bit darker, and the modeling is a bit more noticeable, but it works. So. You can kind of see the inside of the bag there. It's got some cool, kind of like Celtic knot, designs in there. With my dragon zipper pull. Okay, what is? Okay, this is one I hadn't touched in a while, but I was like, ooh, I want to get into that. So this is my, it's a large project. It's called a Symphony of Friendship sampler from Cottage Garden Samplings. So I've done an upper left start, so I'm into this border and these leaves here. That's where I've started. And I'm doing this on a 14 count Grace Notes almond milk. It's a beautiful fabric. I don't know how well it comes across. But anyway, that's my start. So, not much to talk about yet, but that's more of a labor of love because I love birds. I'm not sure why. In real life, I don't really care about birds too much, but in stitching, I love birds. They're colorful. They're fun to do. There's a lot of cool birds here. And that's in just a plain old, what people commonly call an Amazon zipper bag. Okay, this was one of my new starts. I think it was a new start. No. When did I start this? Did I start this in December or November? Let's check the logbook. Yeah, this was actually I started this on my sister's birthday. Yeah, this was a new start. So you guys haven't. Well, I think I've shown the pattern before because I said I was going to start it. I didn't. So this is from Owl Forest Embroidery, the Siberian owl. So again, I'm doing a upper left start. So there you have it. The only thing I'm a little iffy on is this little strip here. It's like it's almost a washout with the fabric. It doesn't really. I mean, I don't know if it shows up too well. So I don't know if I'm gonna swap that out or not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. If it's just that little bit, I'll probably just leave it in. But and I'm doing that. Trying to remember what the fabric is. Honestly, I don't know what what fabric I'm doing that on. I don't. It's I think it might be something. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this is being stitched on a 14 count. It's called Mothwing from the Forbidden Fiber Company. This was also from the stash of fabric that I got from the act of Stitchy kindness. So it's being put to some good use. I'll tell you that. And then it's also in a Shiva Designs bag. My owls, my forest of owls. So an appropriate bag for this project. Alright, this is also another new start that I had in the month of December. Where's the... Okay, so this is called Galileo's Telescope from Summer House Stitchworks, and I'm doing the box, the circular box pattern. The main pattern is one of a three-part larger project called Zephyr Hill, which you can see down here. This is 1/3 of the design. So it looks like a bunch of windmills. I will eventually try and I'm going to do all three of there's 3 different box cover projects and then one larger 3-part project. I plan on doing all 4 projects, but that design really I thought was really cool. Kind of it's almost like a compass rose. But anyway, so there's my start. So you can kind of see how it's all coming together there. Just about done that inner circle. There's one larger circle out here, which goes around, and then I'm working on the different blades of that design in the center. It'll be cool, man. And that's in my dinosaurs in outer space bag. I do have a dinosaur project, which I'll get to, the part of the WIP parade that is stuff that I did work on sometime during the year, just not in the month of December. You would think it would go in this bag, but I needed the bag, and this is the one I was working on, so don't worry. More retreats coming up, more bags to be bought. Okay, and the last thing that I worked on in the month of December, albeit I think I worked on this at the very beginning of December, is my from Silver Creek Samplers, the Founding Promises. And I got most of the flag done, finally. So I think that looks amazing. And so I'm doing this on Grace Notes Fabric Snickerdoodle, 14 count. This is also in a black Cat X Stitchy bag. And my patriotic bag. I love that horse. I'd stitch that as a cross-stitch design if I had it. It's cool, very cool. Alright, put all these back in the bag, so give me a moment. Oh, come on. Yeah, this bag with the big eye on it. Love that bag. That's become my unofficial, or maybe official, bag to hold projects I've worked on for the previous month. So today I'll empty that bag out and put them aside, and as I go through the month of January, stuff I've worked on goes in the bag, so that way when time comes for my next video, I have everything together and ready to go. Okay. So, we're already an hour into this video. Other projects that I worked on throughout 2024, but not in the month of December. This is so this is Key to My Heart from Tempting Tangle Designs. That's the company. Deborah Dick is the designer for. She and I have become acquainted in the last few months. She's just an amazing person and a wonderful designer, and she continues to amaze me, all the stuff that she creates and puts out there for everybody. So if you're not familiar with them, please go check them out. And this is, I haven't actually worked on this in a while, but I just converted this to Markup XP, which I was able to do because I do have a PDF of that. I'm not sure why I didn't do that from the start, but whatever. But the last, I'm at about 70% completion according to Markup XP, so I plan on, this is another thing I plan on finishing in time for Grace Notes, so I can put that on the brag table. This is done on 14 count Grace Notes fabric called Strawberry Latte, I believe. Yeah, it's a beautiful fabric. I'm not big on pink, but this is a really nice pink fabric. If you're into pink, I highly recommend, if they still make that or have that available on their website, I'd go check it out. and their fabrics are just a dream to work with. I'm so happy I got involved with them, and their retreats are fabulous too. If you ever want to try and get to a retreat, it's in the Allentown, PA, Pennsylvania area. So I'm about an hour and a half away, maybe 2 hours. All right, this is in my Caterpillar cross stitch bag that I bought from them when I was digging into their stuff a while back. So this is a pattern. This is a Stegosaurus. And I don't have a picture, only the pattern, but I don't think I'm really giving much away. This was from the debut issue of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine, the very first issue. The designer is a woman named Joan Berriger, and she has a company called XYZZX Creations, and I think they're still a company. So many years later, you check them. Go digging online to see if you can still, because this was like, you could buy this pattern from them online, and they had some other dinosaur and bird patterns, I think, that you could download. But I was doing this. I'm really close to being done. I mean, the dinosaurs all just about all done. So really all that's left is there's a little bit more in the head to do, and then there's a shadow underneath, which is like one big chunk of one color, and then there's some back stitching of the name of the dinosaur in the shadow, and that's it. So again, this is another one I want to finish in 2025. And that's just on a piece of Charles Craft, like oatmeal or something. It's just a piece of scrap material. I'm not even sure. I think I started that before I was into all the various companies, you know, being more hoity-toity, if you will. And this is called Mandala Unicorn. I like it because A, it's a unicorn, and B, it's colorful, and C, it has like a Southwest, U.S. Southwest, like Indian kind of vibe to it. I'm not sure if it is, but it has that vibe. I'm doing this. So it's a center start. And you can see it's very colorful. This is one I definitely want to do more work on. And the fabric is some generic piece of fabric from Hobby Lobby. It's a model fabric of some kind. So that's definitely one I'm going to try and do more work on this coming year. And a nondescript bag from Amazon. This one is definitely one I want to finish this year. Do I have a picture? No, I don't have the pattern picture. I have the pattern. I don't have a picture of the finished object. Well, I'll just show you what I've done. It's just about all done. I don't have a lot more left to do. So this is one of the series. This is number 2. I did number 1 a couple years ago. So then that's just on another random piece of nondescript fabric that I had from. I bought it years ago to do all 6 of those. So there's 6 of them in the series. All right, this is one that I've shown in the past. It's called Palestinian Tiles. I don't have a picture of the finish, but it was from a World of Cross Stitch magazine. I think from 2023. And I'm working it on a piece of opalescent fabric from Charles Craft, I think. But anyway, so there it is. That's what I've got done on it so far. So, you know, it's starting to come alive a little bit. This is the most recent work that's been done on it. Everything okay, hon? Okay, well, I heard the door shut, so. Alright, and then that's in a Black Cat X stitchery, a little moth bag. I actually should switch this out to another bag because the next one I'm going to show you is actually a moth project. But the bag is from a different designer. This is from Shiva Design. Butterflies. And this is my White Winter Moth by Kathy Barrick. Get it unraveled here. Oh, I guess I should turn it right side up. Okay. Can you see it? the center start. You can see. Sorry, I'm having a rough time with this fabric. There's like too many shadows and I can't see it. I'll turn this light on, see if that helps. Does that help at all? Yeah, I guess that helps a little bit. You can see it at least. So, small start on that. And that's being done on the Grace Notes fabric 14 count Ada called Mestasa. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I assume that it's a musical terminology thing, because as a lot of her stuff, at least initially, was named after different terminology for music. What is this? Oh yeah, this was one of my new starts in 2024. This was Bellatrix from Bella Filipina. This is a big project. Big for me, maybe not other things. Okay. So it's a lot of purples. Just working on the dress. That's about it. Like I said, it's big. That's being done on what is the fabric? Forget the name of the company. Well, the fabric is called Cobblestone. I forget the company that makes it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Amazon bag. Everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This was Hunter Gatherer from Rosewood Manor. I'll turn this light back off. So I started up here, and I've just about all but completed this. I call it home plate because it looks like a baseball home plate. If you turn it, home plate. So the plan is finish that and then start from the top, just go across and work my way down, and then. But and it's simple enough. It shouldn't take a whole lot of time, but for what I guess I just get, stuff calls to you, it calls to you, right? So there you can see, looks good, looks real good. I didn't think it would look all that great in person, but it looks really good. And that's on what is it's on a 14 count. Oh no, that I do know. Oh, it's on a 14 count shale by Picture This Plus. Very reminiscent of Grace Notes. I could have swore it was Grace Notes fabric, but it's not. Again, and this is, you know, most of my new starts are all Grace Notes, unless it's something small. Then I might dive into my bag of donated fabrics. Okay, so that's everything I touched in 2024. Oh. Get the lid on here. Alright. Other WIPs that I have that I'm not too keen on or I haven't touched. So I haven't touched it in a year. I'm probably not too fond of it for some reason. Or it just got lost in the shuffle. I'm not sure which. But we'll just leave it. I'll just say these are just other WIPs I haven't worked on for some reason. Okay, so I just lied. Apparently there's more WIPs in here that I did touch in 2024 because they were new starts in 2024. That being said, okay, so this was my long dog sampler start for the leap year Sal, the Template Prophecy. Okay, and the reason I started it, but then I immediately got rid of it into the pile, was because I thought like maybe I'll have to revisit this. I thought maybe the reason why I struggled with this was that fabric count was too high, because I've come to the realization that well, 14 count's my jam. Okay, anybody that's watched my videos should know that 14 count is my jam. Period. It's easy. It's big. I don't struggle with it. I'm working on something that's 16 count, and it's similar enough to 14 that I don't think I struggle with it. So 16 count may be my new high count window, but I need to revisit that because I thought that was an 18 count, but I'm not sure. Or I just struggled with it because I didn't like my choice of either fabric or floss. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. So, but I do want to revisit that because I do want to do a long dog. Alright, here's another one I started and put down immediately. And I think maybe it was the same reason as the long dog, because this was well, it's another Al Floss embroidery called Wondrous Garden Custodians. Gorgeous design. I can't wait to put that together. But I struggled with it. I'm not sure why. But that's another one I want to revisit and see why it was I didn't get much of anything done on it. Okay, I think those were the only other two that were WIPs in 2024. The rest of this stuff, I don't think I touched at all. Oh. Hold on. I think I'm finding more stuff that I've touched. Alright, it's a mixture, I'll just say that. This one I know I didn't touch. This is Patriotic Angel. It's a gold collection petite. This is a really old kit. It's a kit. And it's on dark fabric, dark blue. So, I mean, it's been years since I touched this. So, again, I got to take another look at that to see what that's all about, because you would figure it's patriotic. That's one of my jams. Me and John Simpson. By the way, John, if you ever see this video, you and I need to do a start along together. Even if it's just you and me, I want to do that. So I'll get in touch with you. I'll message you about that. It was an idea I had recently. This is one that it was a small kit from Janlin Designs for the Needle. It's a butterfly. Actually did quite a bit on this years ago, and I'm talking like more than a decade ago. So I should try and finish that. I have a co-worker, a friend at work. I call her Madam Butterfly. Her name is Natasha. I should try and make an effort to maybe finish that and give that to her as a gift. I'm sure she would enjoy that. I just feel like I have a dog hair in my mouth because I have a dog. this is another Tempting Tangles Designs. It's called Dream. I started it, and I'm not happy with the fabric. I'm just not happy with it. So I put it down. That was the start I had. So it's the letter D for Dream. But it's kind of like a mint green color. Yeah, I'm just not happy with it. I did a large number of stitches on that, but I don't know if I'll revisit that anytime soon. If I'm being honest, just not feeling it. Here's one I worked on quite a bit early on, I think, in 2024. This is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads Winter Series, the Snowy Owl. And come on, get off that. Why is that sticking so much? And that's how far I got. So you can see the basic outline of the owl sitting on a tree branch and the various tree foliage, if you will. I left something out of the bag. I left that out of the bag. I'm gonna put that back. This is one that I have no desire in finishing. I attempted to try and finish it because it was so close to completion, but anyway. It was one that I was doing for a former co-worker at my previous job, so that was all the reason I needed to not finish it. She was big into dolphins, and she had a bubbly personality. She's a wonderful lady. Lori Hayden, I think her name was. All right, just a couple more to go here. All right, this is not something that I started. This was one of my finishes early in the year, last year. So this was a trio. This is called, what is it called? This is called Tiles, but it's a bee, a butterfly, and a dragonfly. So I stitched just the dragonfly for a co-worker. Her name is Noelle. She loves dragonflies, so I did that for her. So I got this, still got this in the bag. I intend to do all of them, either individually or, you know, I may do the whole thing as one piece, I'm not sure. Alright, I'm not going to pull this out because I hate it. But this was a dimensions kit called Scenic Farm, which you know, I really like the vibe of it, but I hate the way that Dimensions does their stitching. Like, I know what they're trying to do, I just wish they wouldn't try so hard to do it. Like, they'll do, oh, let's do 4 strands for this section, and then everything else, you know, we'll go back to 2 strands. But wait, now, then we're going to do 3 strands here, but then it's only going to be a half stitch. It's just a god-awful mess in that respect. I hate it. So I started it, and I had such a horrible time with trying to stitch it because of all the craziness. Yeah, I'm not enjoying that so much. So if I ever decide to do this, I'm gonna restart it and do it my way. I'm not gonna do it their way. And my way should look just as good as theirs. Yes, I said it. Alright, and then this one, almost lost it there. So this was the Vickery Collection Nutcracker Seasons. So it was like one big piece that had 4 nutcrackers. I'll show you that. But I decided to cut them apart, so to speak, and do them individually. So I started on the winter one. Okay, it's not bad. I was like, wait a minute, where is it? And I was doing this for my sister's ex-husband, because he was and is a nutcracker fanatic. This is where I got with it. So not too far from completion. I just would need to, you know, sit down and work on it for a while. But I mean, there's still quite a bit to do, but yeah, you know, more than halfway done, I think. So maybe if I get the mood hits me, I'll put that back on the radar. I don't know. Okay, so that's it for WIPs. Sorry, I'm just trying to put everything back in the box. Okay, so what's left is the stuff that I potentially have on deck. Okay, so just give me a second. I just gotta go over, grab that, and I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, we're coming off on an hour and 40 minutes already. Knew this would be a long one. This will probably be 2 hours. Alright, so these are all things that I have kitted, not started, but they're on deck maybe, or on, like on call. So if I want to do a new start or I have plans for something for a certain reason, these are all ready to go. This was one I bought on my recent trip to Ocean City at Salty Yarns. Flag of Stars by Bent Creek. Part of my patriotic line of products. This is a Nora Corbett piece. This is Minerva. So that may be something I put into play if I get into the retreat in Charlotte this coming October. We shall see. I don't have anything that I can really show for that if I go. Okay, this is the Enchanted. This is the Chart and Charms Enchanted Wizard. I forget what it's called. But yeah, I have the Floss and fabric I'm going to use is called Michelle from Grace Notes Fabric. So it's a dark, stormy looking that'll look cool with those colors. I've got an Autumn Lane Stitchery, the Beauty and the Beast. Got that lined up with Grace Notes Fabric Egyptian Licorice Tea. So like a light stormy gray, good, really nice modeling on that. This is one I'll probably never start, even though I have it fully kitted, and I mean fully kitted. It's the Stony Creek Village series. So there's like winter, autumn, spring, summer. So there's a different one for each season, and I have all the floss, and there's even some needles in there I didn't know was in there. And I have the fabric and everything. All ready to go for all 4 projects. I have everything for all 4 projects in there. Yikes! This is another similar. I'm not going to pull it out because there's no real picture that I can show you. But it was from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine. It's similar to this Village series. It was like a series of 3 different projects. I got it all kitted. Probably will never start it. All right, this was actually from a calendar that I had from 2023. This is called Birds and Branches. So I was going to do this piece for my wife because she loves cardinals, and I have everything in there. I just need to start it. this is, I've showed this before. This was one I had fully wanted to start. It's a patriotic type thing. It's a flag, and but it's got made up of all the 50 states. Each state has its own little design, and there's some other things kind of thrown in the mix there just to make the spacing work out properly. But yeah, that would be a big start, and I have everything I need for that in here. Alright. So a lot of big projects in the works potentially. Right, so those are all of my kitted projects that I have ready to go should the desire arise or need, or some kind of reasoning behind it. Okay, the only other thing I have left to show, and I still got 2 things left here, coming up on an hour 50. Things that I have partially kitted that I want to start. So that would be the Red Lady Pirate from Mirabilia. So I have the fabric. It's Grace Notes fabric, 14 count Ada, called Colleen. It's a beautiful blue, and it's got really nice modeling for, like, it looks like a cloudy sky, but a blue sky, which is what I want for the picture. So it would be great if I get some of that white modeling to make it look like clouds up here instead of that just solid blue. That's the reason I picked it, because I was like, I can't leave that solid blue. This would be the other project that would probably move to the front of the line if I get into the Queen City retreat. And Butternut Road project, I don't know if you can see that. I forget what the name of it is, but again, I have the fabric called Bradley. And another magazine project. This has got the Santas of Fable and Fantasy that I talked about a few times in my past videos. I have the fabric for that called Ramada from Grace Notes. Midnight Hour, so a cool Halloween fairy from Passion or Racamo Design. This was a limited edition thing that the company came out with, and I managed to snag one. I have the fabric again. It's kind of stormy purple. I heard it through the grapevine from Grace Notes fabric. Autumn Garden by the Drawn Thread. And I had a fabric for that. French Vanilla from Grace Notes. Let's save that for last. And then so a lot of you probably know the name Emma Congdon. She has a very distinct style. It's like when you see her design, you know it's her. So I have all of her cross stitch books, and this is from Cross Stitch the Earth, I think. And this one of the patterns in here I bought all the thread for, but I don't have the fabric, so I may put that together this year at Grace Notes Retreat, because most of the stuff that you see I have fabric from Grace Notes. I specifically decided to buy fabrics for specific projects when I went there. That was my intent, and that's what I did. So now I have all these projects either fully kitted or partially kitted because I have all the fabric. Well, this is the opposite. I have the thread and no fabric. So I will probably complete that at this year's retreat. Okay, and then the last but not least, and this will segue into the last section of my video, which will be haul. I'm showing you, I don't have an actual picture, but it's a chatelaine alert. Boop, boop. So yeah, this is Summer Fairy from Chatelaine Designs. I hope to have a picture and a start at some point, but I need to get fabric for it because my floss and bead packs finally arrived 7 months later, but they finally arrived, and I'll show that to you momentarily. But yeah, so that's it for stuff on the horizon, we'll say. All right, the last section of my 2-hour plus video, which is haul. I don't have a whole lot, but what I do have is nonetheless awesome. All right, so this is my thread and bead pack from European Cross Stitch. It took them 7 months to get it to me, I guess because of these stupid, I shouldn't say stupid. I don't know yet what the big deal is about these Gloriana threads, but apparently they're hard to come by, whatever that means. So but I do like how they package stuff. I do have to say it's cool how they did stuff. So they sent, here's the bead pack, and it comes with all the beads that were for that particular kit, or that chart, the Summer Fairy. So these are all pre-separated and in nice little plastic containers. So I do enjoy that. And then for the threads, what they did, which I thought was cool, is they put everything in floss away bags and put them on a ring for you. So there's Glorianas, there's treasure braids. There's like 2 different treasure braids, right? And then there's some dinky dyes, which I have some, but I've never used any. Dinky dye. And then there's water lilies, which I've used before, which are fabulous. Yeah, 2 different water lilies. So a lot of fancy threads in there. I'll give them that. And you know, you can see where it's labeled Summer Fairy. So yeah, that'll be my first chatelaine design. I went with something that looked less intimidating than some of those big ass designs that I see people work. Alright, so there's that, and then when I was putting together some threads for that Galileo's telescope, I had to order some from my place of choice, 123 Stitch. In Texas, they're very wonderful. They're fast, and they never really let me down. So, and the fact that they can email you when something is back in stock is wonderful. So, anyway, two charts I ordered with a Floss order that I placed. I got the Fabulous House Series number 8, the White House, from Cottage Garden Samplings. Love that. Love White Houses. And then, of course, you know, I had to get another Bella Filipina. And number 9, the Fairy Iridescence. That's way cool. I think I've gotten all the earliest designs from them, so now I'm starting to work my way up numerically to get all their charts. I'm being a collector in that sense. And then my most recent order came in. I got hand stripes, which goes with my stars chart that I have already. So it's a combination. I love that barn. I got Fabulous House Series number 10, the Fairy House. I got the Bella Filipina number 10, Pearl of the Orient Seas. Mermaid. And then, of course, I got a Mirabilia, which I didn't do that previous order, which I'm not sure why I didn't, but I didn't. This is Mirabilia. Not sure okay, it's chart number 163 from Mirabilia Designs, called Winter Love. Another Noah Corbett masterpiece. I've got my very first modern folk embroidery, which people are saying, what took you so long? This is called Song of the Nightingale, which is gorgeous. I'm sure I'll be ordering some more stuff from them. I actually have I'm thinking of somebody else. Yeah, that's my first one. And I finally picked up Autumn Is As Beautiful from Leela Studio. phone is telling me I'm running out of power, so I gotta hurry up and finish this. Okay. So you saw that. Everybody's doing it or was doing it. So, and then last but not least, the dancing butterfly fairy from Joan Elliott. Another part, one of my collection. I'm trying to collect all her charts that I can. And that's it. That's all my haul. So, alright, so hopefully that didn't bore you to death too much. So that was 2024 and December 2024 review, WIP parade. Looking forward to 2025. I got things to potentially look forward to with retreats and new starts with stitch alongs that me and my wife are going to do together. And so yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you saw some interesting things and you had a good time watching. And my next video will be significantly shorter, I'm sure. So anyway, Happy New Year to you all. Everybody take care. Have a wonderful 2025 and be safe, happy, and keep on stitching. So long, everybody.